In this lesson, I'm going to be teaching a basic 12-bar blues using chords on the piano. So in front of you, you can see the 12 bars of the blues chord progression that we're going to be learning. We have 4 bars of A, followed by 2 bars of D, 2 bars of A, and then a chord of E, and then D, and then A, and then E. And that forms our 12-bar blues pattern. So the first thing to learn is how to understand where to put our fingers. So as you can see, the piano is made up of patterns of 3 black notes and then 2 black notes, 3, 2, 3, 2, all the way up and down the piano. So if you look closely at these chord charts in front of us, you can also see that there are patterns of 3 black notes, then 2, then 3, 3, then 2, then 3. And these little dots signify where we need to put our fingers. So in the case of the A chord, we're going to find the 3 black dots, the 3 black keys here, and you can see that the yellow dot, which signifies the A key, is there. And then we've got a couple of white ones, and then up on a black note here, it's actually C sharp, so that's the next note that forms part of A chord. And then just to the right of the 2 black notes, we have an E note. And when we play the chord, we play all notes together, like that. Now, I see a lot of students, they try to do this, or they're trying to do that, or that is pretty common as well. The best way to play the chords, or the best fingers to use, is your thumb, your middle finger, and your pinky. It's the best way to start out. There are, of course, there's other ways of doing it that are valid, but this is a good, nice, comfortable hand shape to use. Make sure your hand's not too low, make sure your wrist is up over the notes, and make sure you're not too stiff. Keep your hand nice and relaxed. And that's our A chord. Now there's the question of how many times we play the A chord in each one of these bars, and the answer is, it's up to you, really. So we could play it once per bar, like this, so A, second bar, third bar, fourth bar, before going to the D, or we could play it twice per bar, like this. So A, second bar, third bar, fourth bar. You could even do it 4 times per bar. So bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4. Or you could even play it 8 times. Bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4. So it's really up to you, and if you're playing with other band members, you do need to work out, well, how long is each bar going to go for, and work out how many times you need to play it. I'll point out too that you can play it higher or lower, and that's really just a choice of taste. Because the patterns repeat themselves up and down the piano, you can play this A chord in many different spots, depending on what you want it to sound like. So that's the first step. Now we want to be able to play through the whole thing. So when we come to playing the D chord, really we're keeping this shape that we have with our hand, and really we're just moving it until, as you can see on the chart, so 2 black notes, in between them we have the D note there, and then from that you can sort of work out where the other notes are. So that's our D chord. So we play that for 2 bars before heading back to the A chord. Now when we come to the E, again we keep that hand shape and we're just moving it until, as you can see, we've got the 2 black notes, and then just to the right of the 2 black notes we've got the yellow one, which is E, and then from there we can work out the others. So there's our E, and D, and A, E. So for a demonstration of the whole thing, playing 4 chords per bar. So right at the start, A, second bar, third bar, fourth bar, ready, and D, and back to A, then E, and there you go. That's a full 12 bar blues on the piano at its sort of most basic level. Now there's some more you can add to this. If that's our A chord, the bottom note of the chord, the bottom note of the chord is A. Similarly, D, the bottom note is the D, and in our E chord, the bottom note is the E. What you can do is you can take that note and you can add it in. There goes my microphone, hold up. Let's try that again. You can add it in further down the piano, like that. And it gives you a bit more grunt, a bit more oomph sort of to the sound. You can even go further down the piano. That's another layer, another step that you can choose to put on that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that and can get going with your chords. Good luck.